Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be putting together one of these bad boys, the revered Terminator Captain from Leviathan. So this chap comes on one sprue in the box and it's quite easy to clip him off. So here we go. Clip, clip, clip. And voila, all clipped off. So first things first, let's look at this base then, shall we? Yeah, interesting, big old head poking out of that. Not super keen on the big Tyranid head. I think that I might cut this one away, you know, cut. Yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. Next things up, let's have a look at this sword. Lovely detail on that. Both sides are engraved, looks very sharp, ready to cut some heads off there. Next up, good pauldrons. Interesting, I normally tend to try and have them with the engraved detail on there. Having a tilt plate as well, both sides will be interesting. I think we'll go with this, won't swap that out. Cool, body, okay, so big cloak. Little annoying that he seems to be a bit of a veteran and has got some scars on his cloak, but yeah, I like it. Good movement, awesome. Okay, what's next? Let's have a look at this head then. Now that is a quality Swede. Look at that, big shouty, angry face, lots of detail there. I think we should keep that one. Awesome. Okay, so having rummaged through my bits box, I think we can make this guy look a little bit more Dark Angel. So I'm going to cut away his iron halo. Doing my best to keep it on screen. Whoops. Yeah, in fact, let's just slow that down. Some bad camera work there, but hey. So I've lightly clipped away and I'm just using the hobby knife here to make sure that I don't lose any of the top of his armor shell. Really carefully slicing across the top there. Nice. Okay, so clean separation. Just going to scrape him a little bit more, nice and carefully, before we get the file out and file away. There we go. Wouldn't be able to tell he was a captain. So from my bits box, I've managed to find some of these feathered helm parts. They come from the regular Dark Angels Terminator kit, normally for the Strike Master. You can do them in two ways. I think them facing straight forwards looks a lot better. Some people have them facing side on. Not too sure I agree with that. So yeah, gonna file the bottom down and see how it goes. Okay, so all the parts are nicely prepared and it's time for a bit of a speed through putting this guy together. So whilst you're staring at me sniffing some glue and shoving some bits together, I think it's worth chatting about monopose plastic. Now, lots of GW kits nowadays, especially the character based ones, really they're quite monoposed and it's hard to convert them. Do you guys think that it's better we've got our cool poses but less customization? Let me know down in the comments what you think. I still don't know if I'm on one side of the fence or the other. But still, this guy was easy enough to put together. Did have to, you know, try some things before using the glue. But yeah, good kit. Oh, let's slow down there. So yeah, let's quickly talk about drilling barrels. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my hobby knife just to make a tiny little score in the center of where the Stormbolter barrels will be. Then that's going to guide basically my drill bit where I want it. Really carefully, I still make sure it's lined up because I don't want to slip out of the little line up mark that I've made. And I very carefully push my way through, not pushing too hard, otherwise you can find that you'll shove it straight through and your finger will be the other side. Of course, don't just do the barrel, do the little gas ports as well, both sides, straight through like that. Okay, nice stuff. One side done, let's speed through the other. Drilling away. Drill, drill, drill. Good stuff. No fingers were harmed. Happy days. What's next? Oh, right, okay. So, as you can see, I've drilled into my barrel here, but I'm not quite central. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to use my knife to open it up, and by applying pressure, you know, I try and spin my knife around all the way, but as you can see there, I'm trying to focus on the bottom just to open it up a little bit more. And if I've not been perfectly centered that first time I've drilled in, that then makes it look absolutely lovely. Same the other side, open it up, make it nice and round. Also allows me to get the perfect size there by using the knife carefully. Alright, back to gluing. And there we go, powerful weapon put together, and you can see the difference it makes having those drill holes in there compared to just a flat bolter with painted on holes. Alright, next shoulder pad up, and we're going to crack on through. Here we go. Whiz, whiz, whiz. This is at like 300% by the way. I wish I could build models this quickly. It would probably make getting through the boxes a lot easier. Cool, there we go. Alright, some shin pads on, and just real quick, let's have a look at these boys. Can you see the amount of detail that GW has put into these kits? These little extra holy parts really make the difference. And final leg to go, and with a bit of glue, there we are, nearly there. Headwise, not quite sure if I'm going to stick that on now or have it free for painting. Just allows it easier access. And base, do I stick him on? Well, we've got to get rid of that Tyranid head first. Let's give that a go. Alright, so to start off with, and with comical 300% speed on, let's cut away these big extra side heady bits, not a Tyranid specialist. So yeah, I've used my clippers, got a little bit of a hole there, but we can address that later. Decided actually, I started cutting away the ribs here and I've decided to keep them, but do need to get rid of a chunk more of this very recognisable head shape stuff. Luckily, what I'm aiming for is to try and make it look like a rock, so realistically, as long as it's flat stuff, then we're okay. So as you can see, I'm kind of cutting away in some big bits like that. I'm going to file it down later, make it look really flat but with different shapes around it, and yeah, just get this guy going really. Clip, clip, bit of filing, nice. And tell you what, let's turn that to 400, have a little laugh at some comedic quick filing, because yeah, this really took a while to scrape all that stuff away between the knife and the file. Don't even know what I was trying to point out here, just stuff being cut away. So might even speed it up a little bit more. Filing, filing, filing. Now, those of you who are really quite observant and have done a bit of filing before, yeah, you might want to avert your eyes. In fact, let's start to slow it down a little bit, just about here. And that's me deciding to file through my thumb. Ouch. Stick around to see blood for the blood god. You can actually see that when I'm cutting up and filing off the rest, that it is irritating me, but I'm doing my best to persevere for my fine video here. But yeah, it was annoying, and there was a point where I got a bit of sprue in me and decided, ouch, yeah, I might as well own up to cutting myself, and here we go. Blood for the blood god. Anyway, well, hopefully my loyal Terminator captain doesn't turn to chaos because of this filthy corn infestation, but yeah, let's get him done and get on to painting. And here we go. One very loyal, slightly chaos imbued Terminator captain, ready to leave my first company. You'll notice that I also added the shield on the back there. It's really nicely gone with the direction of his cloak. I'm quite happy with that. Again, that's just from the old Terminator box. Just more stuff to make him a bit Dark Angel-y. But yeah, really happy with this guy. The amount of detail, he's such a cool model. I really wanted to add a few more bits, but yeah, I think I couldn't have added too much more. Alright, so the final thing to do is to give this guy a rating. Now there's a couple of categories I'm going to rate him by. Firstly, detail. So I'm going to give him A solid 8 out of 10 for that. He's got brilliant purity seals all over the place, lots of intricate detail, and you know, pauldrons, tilt shields, that fantastic sword. Solid points for that. Next up, really important, is pose. Of course, you don't want someone standing there in a T-pose, which this Terminator Captain isn't too far off, so not quite an 8. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for pose, and of course, tactical rock with Tyranid head included. Not massive points from me. And third up is realism. Now, it sounds a bit silly, but you kind of want your little plastic warriors to actually be somewhat believable. And I think they've managed to do a real good job, mainly kind of fixing the fact that his shoulders and his head seem to be in the right place. That's going to give this guy an 8 out of 10, and he does look like he's ready to do some business on the battlefield, sporting his tactical dreadnought armour. And the final category, probably the most important, is how cool is this guy? Well, he's a Terminator. He's a new, chonky Terminator, and he's a captain. So it's pretty hard not to basically give him a 10 out of 10 straight away. That's going to pick his score right up. And yeah, overall, a pretty high 8.3 out of 10 for the Leviathan Terminator Captain. Nice job, GW. So, thanks for watching me stick this guy together. It wasn't particularly too boring. Feel like and subscribing. And keep an eye out for when I put some paint on him. See you in the next one. Bye now.